giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem, Shai Bashem, Rakakwadash, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, Christians Don't Know Ish About Prophecy. Ezekiel 38, 39, meaning the 39th chapter, the 38th chapter, and the 38th chapter, and Revelation 20, verse 8. So these are all prophecies. Ezekiel 38 and Ezekiel 39 go hand in hand with Revelation 20, verse 8. If you do a word search on Gog, Magog, put in Gog, and I did that, you're going to get a handful of scriptures. You're going to get, I believe, I went to it, but I don't got to go to it. But anyway, you're going to get, I believe, Genesis 10, if I'm not mistaken. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me do this here. Okay. No, the first time you come across the word Gog, G, which in the Hebrew is Gawag, it goes into, let me see. It's one of the sons of Japhet, Yapath. That's why you see it in First Chronicles. But then you'll see it mostly in 8, and then it's mentioned also in 2 times in Ezekiel 39, and then it's finally mentioned in Revelation 20, verse 8, which reads. Matter of fact, let me come up. Yeah, Christians don't know ish about Bible prophecy. They really don't know. There was a video that it was a live stream of GMS Dallas, and they had Jesus' word roll up. I guess he doesn't deal with vocab Malone anymore because he came up on his own. And there's no videos of him doing any sit downs with vocab. So I guess, and but people, all them people that vocab had, he by himself pretty much. I don't know what he does in the background, behind the scenes, but them people that were with him are not really with him no more. You got these new people. But anyway, let me go ahead and read this. When you start from the first verse, if y'all don't understand the whole Revelation 20, I'll do a separate breakdown on that. Somebody else could do it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. Because there's so much to do. There's so many scriptures to go through. But anyway, I'm going right to the point. So it says here in the headline, Satan freed, which Satan in the Hebrew, shatan, just means enemy or adversary. You go to war with another country, you call them the devils or you call them Satan, adversary. So you come across the word Satan and you automatically, oh, well, that's the spiritual demon Satan. Well, this Satan is a physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. So I'm going to start from the 7th verse. So it says here, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loose out of his prison. So a Christian to go into this and, the head demon Satan, the king of all demons, he was trapped and the spiritual, whatever, however they say it, however they present it. But this is talking about the physical Satan, the physical enemy. The number one enemy to Israel right now are the Edomites, the sons of Esau. That's in Psalms 83. The first nation mentioned who take crafty counsel against them, thy hidden ones. Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel shall be no more in their remembrance. So the number one, then it goes into the list. The number one nation on the list is Esau, or the Edomites. And then next is Ishmael. But number one is the Edomites, or Esau, which proves that Esau is still here among us, the Edomites. So it says, 7th verse, and when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loose out of his prison. So when you read from the first verse of this chapter, Revelation 20, it from the first verse on down, it goes into it's going into the history of the so-called Byzantine Empire. When we took over and Esau was under us, we had power over them. They were subjected unto us. They were slaves unto us. We used to kick them in the ass. And that really started to happen before Constantine the First, or Constantine the Great, which he was a Jake, and the sons and people that came behind, after him, that took his place on the throne, so to speak, was that whole line of, they were Jakes of Constantine. Back there, they had kings. He was a king of the nation on a secular level and also on a spiritual level. That's why he was involved in that council, that great council, the Council of Nicaea. You can go into that and read that. So it says, and when 1,000 years are expired. Oh, I was going to say this. We started taking this man down, really, and I was going to this when the first Jake emperor, but there could have been another Jake, either Galba or Arthur. One of them was a Jake, because Jake had high up offices in there. They were close to the throne, so to speak, the emperorship, if that's a word. So the last Edomite that sat on the throne as the emperor was Domitian, the younger brother of Titus. After that, it was all Jake. Jake took it over. Now you had Edomites in high position, but they started losing their positions. Hey, Jake has high positions now, boy. We have a lot of power. Jake has a lot of power, and Jake, even the Toms, they know, the Coons, they know that this man is a damn demon. Anyway, it says 7th verse again, and when 1,000 years are expired, so we know what that 1,000-year period, talking about from Constantine the Great, 325, up until the mid to late 1300s, going into the 1400s. And like I said, we really had rulership even before that. So it was 1,000 years plus. The Most High doesn't always deal with exact numbers. So as you read down from the first verse of this chapter, it says how they broke free, because the Most High this is the Most High's program. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's program. He let me go to that as well. Let me see. Yeah, I'll do it this way so I can come back. Daniel 4, if I'm not mistaken, verse 17. Daniel 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers. That's talking about the angels doing the bidding of the Heavenly Father and His beloved Son, and the man by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever He will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So the Most High controls this whole thing. Esau has a certain time limit. That's in Job 14. He has a certain time limit that he cannot pass. So now we're in the downfall of the Edomites, and now the Most High is bringing us up. But before He does that, he has to present the prophets to you. We are the prophets. We're telling you what's going to happen before it happens. The most important man of the Most High is not the king, not the generals, not the captains, but the prophets. Most High is dealing directly with the prophets. And the king of Babylon was taken down by the Medes, and the Persians came in. Well, that's a prophecy. They had a time to rule. Then the Medo-Persian Empire, the Persians, had a time to rule. And that's all written. Even Edomite scholars know that. So let me come back over here. So we're in the 8th verse. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth, meaning north, south, east, and west. And when did that happen? When Christopher Columbus came over here to what they call the New World. Most High put the spirit on Cristobal Colon to do what he did. That's why they called Europe the Old World, and they called, the Americas the New World. The fourth part, also the fourth part of the world, or the fourth part of the earth, that this is Esau. Esau calls the Americas the fourth part of the earth, or the fourth part of the world. And that's in Revelation chapter 6. In case you didn't know, 8th verse again, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth, north, south, east, and west, Gog and Magog, to gather them. That represents Russia, to gather them together to battle. And this is getting ready to happen. This thing is getting stirred up with the Middle East situation. And now Iran is saying they're giving them a warning, an admonition, back off of the Palestinians, or we're gonna get involved. Now, if Iran gets involved, guess what? What does Ezekiel chapter 38 say? That Russia is going to back them up, and even the commentary that I go to, and I just read it. I'm gonna go back and read it again. They know that Gog and Magog is Russia. And they even said it. They say the old Rush, which is Russia, or the Scythians, which are Israelites, by the way. The founders of the original founders of Russia was Jake. It says the number of whom is as the sand of the sea, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints. The camp of the saints are two things. The camp of the saints is the land of Israel, the Middle East, but it's also the Israelites. So they're going to go to the Great Levant, the Valley of Decision, Yahweh Shaphat, of the saints about, and the beloved city. The beloved city are people, which are the Israelites before it's an actual place. And fire came down. There it goes again, fire. What is that fire? Nuclear fire. And fire came down from the Most High out of heaven and devoured them. So that place in the Middle East is going to be lit up. Simultaneously, fire is going to hit Babylon the Great. And then there's going to be certain places that's going to be hit, but it's going to be rebuilt back up. The land of Israel is going to be rebuilt back up. And we're going to get the whole land that was promised to us, the vision that Abraham had. That's all that whole area of Saudi Arabia. That's all our land between the Red Sea and the Euphrates, meaning really beyond the Red Sea, going toward the west, which is the Nile. From the Nile to the Euphrates, all that land is ours. And the small hats don't even got all that land. They're not in that land. So they're not the people. It says, 10th verse, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire. And the lake of fire is not an eternal hell, that Roman Catholic nonsense. It's talking about a bird's eye view or a schematic or aerial view of Babylon being completely set on fire. And that's what John saw. So he wrote it down. He didn't see no eternal hell. It says, and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night, forever and ever. Meaning that place, this is parabolic talk. So now, let me go to the Bible Hub commentary. So I put in Revelation 20 and 8. You know what I'm going to do? I didn't read this part really. Okay, it says Cambridge Bible for schools and colleges, Christ's kingdom. So they know that this is a future prophecy, and of the saints had not been worldwide, but had been like the Roman Empire of Saint John's day, or the Christendom of our own, a wide but limited region of light in the midst of the barbarous world. It is not therefore certain that the coming of the kingdom must be postponed until Christianity has gained its victory over they don't know what they're talking about. It's the Israelites over the compact mass of nations which, from China to Guyana, still hold out against it, and we ought to remember the possibility that they may prove as dangerous to the fabric of modern civilization as the barbarians of Scythia. Those are the original Russians, which the Apostle Paul spoke about, the barbarians and the Scythians. That's actually in the New Testament. So the barbarians and the Scythians, that Paul said can receive salvation are Israelites. So the original founders of Russia are Israelites. So you got a lot of these Russians that they're actually Jake. Germany. The original founders of Germany are so-called black people. And Arabia proved to the ancient, but it is possible that the prediction refers, they know it's a future prophecy that's yet to happen, not to an incursion, let me find my place, from outlying heathens, but to an apostasy of outlying Christians. If so, a lot of blah, 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 blah. Christen fell, 5th century. But okay, this is what I wanted. It says, sects rising in our own time in America and in Russia, the countries of Christendom remotest from its center of intellectual life. And these top biblical scholars, they know America is mentioned in the Bible. They know where America is mentioned in the Bible. So we're over here. It's a Gog and Magog, see Ezekiel 38:39, a prophecy which they know is yet to come, which may, and it's being started with these small hats. The least of the flock shall draw them out. Jeremiah. For aught we know, have had some nearly contemporary fulfillment, but which the Jewish traditions interpret of war in the days of the Messiah. Well, we know the war didn't take place when the Messiah came. The war is going to take place simultaneously with the Messiah coming. So this is second advent, as Christians use that terminology. So these scholars, they know, these Christian scholars, they know that it's a future event. And they're nervous. Nearly as here, Magog is given in Genesis 10 verse 2 as the name of the son of Japhet, the eponymos. There is no doubt one of the nations lying near the Black Sea and called by European Scythians, which are Jake. In the wide sense, Gog appears, Ezekiel 1c, whatever that means, IC or whatever, to be not a national name, but the name, whether personal or dynastic, of the king. Like a dynasty means a powerful family, the kings, of the king of Magog, and neighboring or kindred tribes of Rush, R-O-S-H, Meshach, and Tubal. The resemblance of two of these names to be to the modern Russia and Muscovy or Moscow. Rush is Russia, and Rush is a Hebrew word. Russia is a Hebrew word. Why? Because it was the Hebrews that founded Russia. The original people of Russia were so-called black people. Original people of Germany were so-called black people. Original people of Spain, so-called black people. Well, you had Edomites up in there too, but then we came and pushed them out, enslaved them. It's merely accidental, but it would be rash to deny the possibility that the geographical or ethnological suggestion is to be is to be taken literally, and that St. John does foretell an invasion. Everything that John said was what? It was prophecy, right? So it had to take place between the time of John and now. There's no record of that. So guess what? It's getting ready to take place. The Most High is going to use Russia, Gog, Magog, and put hooks in their jaws, Ezekiel 38, to destroy this place. Because like I said, Iran is saying they're making a claim they're going to enter this war. Y'all better back up off of them, the Palestinians. But this it's not going to happen yet. They have to chip everybody first. And then there was one news program, something that I saw that they said how the reason why Russia's going to take the back of Iran and those African nations is because they have a lot of investments in those countries. So when you mess with the people of Iran or the nation state of Iran, the country Iran, you're messing up Russia's money. And there's so much news coming out. There's this one video that I got to go find again where they're having the Russia and China's having a meeting on the Belt Road Initiative. Look that up. And then you got the BRICS nations. They no longer, there's a term, hegemony, which means, I call it the best way to describe it is the bully on the block. You know, you got a guy that's the bully on the block, and maybe something happens to him or you grow. You know, like the next year of school, you grow way taller than the guy. And then what do? You bully him. You don't say, well, I'm bigger than him. No, you bully him. My wife, when she was young in school, there was this one Jake chick that used to kind of bully her, right? And her aunt said, look, you better go kick that bitch ass or I'm going to kick your ass. And so she went and fought the bitch and beat the shit out of her. And then she realized, oh, I can beat the shit out of this bitch. And you know what she used to do every day in school? She used to say, come over here so you can get your daily ass whipping. And she would beat the bitch ass and say, okay, you can do what you want to do. And give me your money, by the way. So, you know how that go. The guy's bullying the guy. The guy that he bullied, after summer, he come back, you know, towering over this guy. He gonna beat his ass. So guess what? The Chinese and the Russians, they're not just gonna say, okay, we got the BRICS, we're happy, no, they're gonna say, let's fuck these motherfuckers up. And remember, there's hate. What does Ecclesiastes say? A time of love and a time of peace, or a time of war and a time of peace, a time of love and a time of hate. We're in a time of hate. Like you got Edomites talking about, I'm going to get back into it, talking about we got to fight hate. No, we're in a time of hate. We're in the spirit of hate. We're in the spirit of war. We're not in the spirit of peace and love. This ain't no peaceful world. Inside joke. Anyway, it says to gather them. I'm right here. To gather them. Now, watch all. We're going to check out all these precepts that they put up, showing you that they know that this is a future event. Nearly a repetition of, I'm sorry, let me come back over here. It's merely accidental, but it would be rash to deny the possibility that the geographical or ethnological suggestion is to be taken literally, and that St. John does foretell. So this is not, there's no record of this happening. Foretell an invasion. Something like that of the Huns or Tartars. And these were warriors, these were Jakes too. And falling on Christendom, Esau, one of the famous Christian countries in America, from the same quarter. To gather them, nearly a repetition of Revelation 16 and 14. You can read that whole chapter. For they are the spirits of devils, working miracles which go forth to the kings of the earth and of the whole world, literally to gather them to the battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty. Revelation 17 and 12. You got to read that whole chapter. And the 10 horns, we know who the 10 horns are, which you saw are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. We call it the beast system. That's the NATO nations and the EU nations. Revelation 17 and 14. It said, these shall make war with the Lamb. That's Yahweh Shai. So did that happen? Did the Lamb come back down and have a war? No. It's getting ready to happen in our time. It says, so these scholars know they know they're going into captivity. They know who the Israelites are. They know who the Edomites are. They know that America is Babylon the Great. They know that this place is going to be destroyed by nuclear. They know what we know. It says, and they watch us. It says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. That's Revelation 12. And for he is Lord of Lords. Now, Lord of Lords means, the word there in the Greek is kairos, of kairos, meaning he's means sir, superior. He's a superior over the other superiors, and kings of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. That's the elect, because they kept the faith. You guys that fell off, man, you're gonna suffer the same death as the Edomites. Revelation 19 and 19. It says, and I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse, which is our Lord on a gigantic spaceship that looked like a mountain, and against his army, which are the angels. It says, yet it can be hardly described the same event. It seems plain that whatsoever be the meaning of the first resurrection is when the elect is delivered, and the rest of our people, they're gonna come back through us, and the 1,000 years reign. They shall intervene between that war and this. Moreover, the former war was on the part of the rulers of the civilized world, this on the part of the outer barbarians, which they don't know. The outer barbarians are nothing but Russians. And this is a modern war. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.